Aquí, mejor. Gracias, hermano. Sí, yo te entiendo. Gracias, gracias, gracias. Bienvenido. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I was talking the whole time. Thank you, Emmanuel. You saved me, man. Bienvenido. I've been here preaching, preaching to the choir, and I can preach to the congregation. We got 8 people in here. It's getting hot up in here, like the Nelly song. Hey, y'all. Thank you for coming. This is my first time on YouTube Live. I apologize for the camera mess up. I'm gonna be working on it. I was just ranting for 5 minutes about how the tech shop always has these products, and maybe if I'm lucky enough, I'll be able to invest in one. And they're really good at marketing because they're always like, up in the value by mentioning its low price and all kinds of products. And I'm like, I don't need this. I don't need this. I need this. But now I might need something. I'm not gonna say, you all guys. I'm not gonna say I'm gonna buy a tripod, right? But and be one of those guys who sits up in the gym. I definitely won't be one of those. But maybe something that clicks, or something that like is real convenient and small. Because actually, the last couple of weeks, guys, YouTube, the and it's not YouTube, so it's my first time going live, but the recording has been very difficult, very difficult. Haven't been able to, either hold it somewhere steady or whatever. But when I started this, happy Sunday, feliz domingo. Aquí estoy, haciendo mi cardio. Here I am. I'm doing my cardio here in LA Fitness. Okay, this is called the Sunday success story, if you will. Ooh, I know it's gonna be shaking a lot. I don't want to do that, but hey, just want you guys to see my face real quick. I'm gonna get back to doing this cardio because I know I'm gonna make dizzy. But hey, if you have any questions, you guys have any comments, what are you doing today? ¿Qué hiciste hoy? What did you do today? Or what are you planning to do today? It's 4 o'clock here in America, in Atlanta area. You have, I give yourself 6 hours. You should be in bed by 10. You got at midnight. A lot of positive things don't really happen after hours, if you will. Welcome, 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 welcome. I wish it was telling me who was here, and now it's not telling me who's here. I don't know. I don't know what I gotta do. But you guys have any insight? Let me know. To the top fans, but let me see if that does something. Manuel, thank you, thank you, thank you. 75. Okay. I don't know. Like I said, guys, I'm still learning. So anything you have to teach me that's positive, that's helpful based on your personal experience, let me know. Let me know. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hit that like button, like they say in TikTok. If you like this content, or see if people works you out, inspires you, or you respect the hustle, you respect the grind, you respect the discipline, let me know. It's good mud. It's good mud. What's that? What's that mean, CJ? What's up? What's up? Welcome, welcome. It's good mud. I don't know. But thank you, thank you, thank you. Maybe that's funny. Like my man, like here in America, we're like, hey, what's up, my man? Where I'm from in New York, we say, what's up, son? And some people might say, son, don't call me your son. I'm like, hey, no, no, where I'm from, that's a term of endearment. But I don't really say it as much these days. But hey, you adapt to your settings. So listen, listen, listen. If you find yourself in positive places, what are you gonna do? You're gonna adopt the positive behavior. You're gonna adopt the positive mindset. Okay. You wanna. I was just talking with one of my friends, and I agree with her that her point was that she only feeds positivity into her mind. I was like, yeah. You know what? I was listening to Les Brown. Les Brown, look that up just this morning. And Les Brown was saying, oh, you got to train your mind. You got to not think about the negative. You worry, worry some things will happen or whatever. So it just reminded me that, we all have things we could worry about, complain about, be negative about, but life is too short because it could, and then also it could be dangerous. It could feed up into other negativity. So on Sundays and the weekend, it's a holiday here in America. I know YouTube is very international. So if you have any idea what Labor Day weekend is, let me know. Put it in the chat. Say Labor Day here too. What are you doing for Labor Day? You cooking up? You guys have any burgers on the grill? Any hot dogs? I mean, shoot, if you went to the gym, go ahead and earn you a burger. Eat some greens too, though. Drink a lot of water. I got a product here in a little bit I'm about to show you guys about. That's been that's incredible so far. Highly recommend. But no, let me tell you, there's something else I was gonna say about the positivity. Oh, so you can go to church, you can go to the gym, you can read a book on personal development. I'm watching some college football at the same time. I'm really not watching, it's watching me. I'm watching you all. But so just be really intentional. That's what I like to do on Sundays. I was able to go to the house of God and see some of my spiritual friends, stuff like that, spiritual leaders. And I had another meeting at 1, which I made it to as well, with some other friends. And now I'm at the gym. My day isn't over. Even later, I'm going to see how I can collect some more wins, meet up with another friend, and then maybe buy him dinner. Actually, I already offered to buy him dinner because he's been such a good friend to me. And that's the least I can do. And, you need a network of solid people. Really being alone and being solo isn't what's going to provide you the most joy. If you find extreme joy in, I guess it's solace or solstice, whatever the heck it's called, solidarity, then do you, right? But after a while, for me, I just knew, look, I have a bigger purpose. I have bigger goals. I have bigger intentions. So I started placing myself in places or lugares or locations that I assume would provide value. That would help me with that goal. And guess what it did? And also, ironically, it's places you don't always want to go. You don't always want to go to places of worship if you're spiritual. You don't always want to go to work out if you're into fitness. You don't always want to do this or that. But guess what? When you do what's hard, life will be easy. If I do what's easy, life will be hard. Does that make sense? I don't have anyone here. I've been online for 10 minutes. I thank for my spiritual leaders. I was able to go to Guatemala last year on a mission trip to be of service. And one of my friends just messaged me, but that's gotta wait. So YouTube, my live viewers, even though I don't have any, I had like 8 to 15 at one time with no sound. Maybe I should take the sound off again. But no, they gotta wait because it's harder. I can't do 50 million things at once, right? Professionally and even physically. Like I can't be a gym. I can't even get this camera to really stay still. I was just telling that I need to get, hey, welcome, welcome, welcome. Whoever just came in, welcome. Hit that like button. Oh, they left quick. See, that's the problem with our world too. We want instant gratification. I'm guilty of it too. Instant dopamine. Had Jimmy John's. They had this chocolate chip cookie. Look, I was hoping to save that sandwich, save that cookie. It was so dang good. I got hungry again later because I was scrolling and I just got hungry again. I saw good food and I didn't have the discipline to say no. It's a holiday weekend here in America. It's Labor Day. Happy Labor Day. Welcome, welcome, whoever just joined. Our worlds. It's a human thing. It's not always a cultural thing that we want instant gratification, and social media provides that. Or we just want to scroll if it's not entertaining for a second. A weird statistic that I don't know if it's true for everybody, but when people post content that's like a few seconds long, it gains the most viewers. But when people put longer content, which should have more quality, right? More value, if they're talking about something that's positive and makes sense and it's helpful, then by theory, it should get more views. But the people want something quick. They want that microwave results, if you would, right? My pastor says chicken dinner, or I think they mean TV dinner, right? Which you get the idea. If you understand the point, that's what matters. We don't want TV dinners here. All right, we want to marinate the steak. We want to let it out, let it sit out for a little bit. Warm up the grill. Take your time with that bad boy, and then even eat it slow. And I'm talking to myself here. I know I'm talking to some people out there that enjoy food. Overconsumption of food could be bad, but if I'm finding dopamine in food instead of some of these otherworldly desires and vices, then I think I'm winning because God has blessed me with a purpose. I don't know if this can inspire you with motivation to tell you about what knowledge you know about profession, about business, or to be a helpful guide spiritually. but I just know that I have purpose, and I'm reminded that in order for me to fulfill my purpose, listen to this carefully. In order for you to fulfill your purpose, you should be producing the best version of yourself. I'll say it one more time. In order to be, I forgot it. But in order to fulfill your purpose, you got to produce the best version of you. Does that make sense? I need to produce the best version of me. All right. I can't be fooling around and lazy. And I got up this morning. God woke me up, and I really, I think my body wanted to go back to bed, but my mind was like, no, I couldn't go back to bed even though I tried. I will be honest with you guys. Okay. Discipline is almost like what's not a tool, but it's something you have to work at every day, right? And I thank God for waking me up this morning. I know that sounds super spiritual and super vague, but like I woke up this morning and it was like the message was clear. I need to get up. I'm going here, there, and where, and I'm gonna fulfill purpose. Welcome, welcome. Whoever just joined in, welcome. Stay in for a while. Okay, quick. That's all right. So, and boom, boom, boom. I've had a productive way. Listen, this is the third win of my day. This is the third win of my day. I went to church. I even had a good breakfast. Probably too many calories, but at least I had time to feed myself. Sometimes I leave to church and I don't even have a meal, and then I'm starving. I'm like starving, and that I know it's an over exaggeration, but I was able to work this morning. I was making work calls. We're having a big meeting in Atlanta. If anybody's interested in exploring their career options and pursuing something different, being their own boss, creating their own income, flexible scheduling, working from home, all that, give me a buzz. Give me a buzz. Follow me on social media. GPza91, that's my Instagram. And we're having a big meeting in Atlanta. And I want to invite people. I'm interviewing people. If I could find me a guy or girl that's in about personal development, they have their personal life in order, and then bring it to the table professionally, man, that's something that in some ways, this is just what's coming to me, has more value than a person who's good at the profession. I'll say that one more time. Voy a repetir. Sometimes a person who has strong personal development has more value than a person who has professional skills. Now, I'm not saying have good personal development and be around professionals. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying I can teach you the profession. It doesn't matter if you're a welder, if you're a cook, if you're a salesman, if you're an insurance specialist like we are. I can't teach you personal development. Right? That's not what we partnered for. If we're business development, but I really can't teach it because I can't live your life. Does that make sense? You can live your life, right? And I noticed that real quick when I achieved a little bit of success in the space that I'm in. I thought, okay, I gotta keep the happiness going. I was happy to make help X amount of families, right? And make X amount of sales, but I knew that that was very temporary, and then I needed something that was gonna fill me deeper because you can ask a rich person, you're gonna say making money didn't make me rich, right? Maybe the job gave them purpose or whatever. Maybe they felt rich when they had a beautiful family. They felt rich when I felt rich when I think about the time freedom, right? Now I'm building a team, and they inspire me so much that I rarely take a day off. But if I ever needed a day off or I needed to take a break during a work day, we do it when we want, and we make sure that the results are backed behind it. Okay. So if you're that kind of person, I don't know where. Oh, I was talking about the meeting that we're having in Atlanta. My millionaire mentors are going to be there. Let me turn this up a little bit. Is it all right if I turn up the friction and the steepness on this thing? I'm not LA Fitness. I'm here trying to do cardio, and I'm trying to give you conocimiento, which means knowledge. That's something I coined. You guys let me know if that sounds good. Conocimiento y cardio. Conocimiento y cardio. Okay? Look, if I get some more people, I might go here 25 minutes. Who knows? I'm taking my time with things, guys. That was something that I was explaining earlier, is that we are in a microwavable society where we want the TV dinners, as my spiritual leaders coin it. We want those popcorn results, right? Pop it in a microwave or whatever, and I got popcorn in 5 seconds. One time, however, I don't heat up popcorn. I don't buy popcorn. I don't know how long it takes, but I know it's quick, right? Who agrees? So, but when you have that steak or that fish, that lobster that's sitting out, but marinating for days, and the chef took his time and it's all prepared and the presentation is all neat. Doesn't that sound a lot more exciting and even enjoyable than a popcorn? To me, it does. So you may love popcorn. I don't mean any offense, but for me, guys, I gotta take my time with it during the week. Sometimes I'm so motivated, I make sacrifices. Sometimes even though I love fitness and I love personal development, I'll have to make sacrifices so I can set a good example and be a good leader. That's exactly what I signed up for. Exactly what I asked God for. So I can never complain. But on the weekends, are we on the weekend? Who's on a weekend? Maybe some of you guys are on a different time zone. I think we still have the same day schedule, right? On the weekend, en el fin de semana, podemos tomar tiempo, nuestro tiempo, right? We can take our time. We don't have to rush things. Be intentional. If sitting at home watching Netflix, watching TV makes you happy, by all means. I'm not telling you what to do. But for me, I'm real intentional about, I don't just say my routine, because my routine could change. I could go home after this and lay down, and I'll still have three wins. But even though when I get home, I'm going to fold some more clothes. When I get home, there's a few more things I like to do before I go home. Whew. And I'm just grateful for the network of people I have. I'm grateful for the vision, the insight, whatever it is I can see. I can see, look, going here. If I stay here long enough, I'm gonna get results that are positive, that are gonna enhance me, right? There's the saying people say, if I stay in a barbershop long enough, I'm gonna get a haircut. And I kind of disagree with that because you could be broke and you won't be able to get a haircut. And also, if you go to a coastal barbershop like the ones I grew up in, people go to the barbershop to chill, to hang out, to see their friends. So, but you gotta understand the idea. You gotta understand the message, guys. That's the point of this thing. I guess take what you can take, and don't feed into negativity. Don't hate. Don't envy. Don't comment. Don't comment if it's not positive, because you're just gonna carry your own negativity, and it's just a reflection of you. That's another thing about social media. People are quick to criticize and comment, and you look at their page, they don't even have anything. They don't even have a real picture, right? So who are you to to even comment on another person, to comment on an influencer's page, right? Because they're just hating. I love to see positivity, and also you can be a leader. You guys can be the own leader of what you want to see, right? If you want to comment and you're like, I want that person to do more of that. Let me comment that, right? I want to feed the lottery and do more of that. Don't do it for me. Don't do it for the influencer, right? Do it for your own self, right? But a lot of times, I'm taking this from someone else. Even though you guys know this, I mean, you guys are knowledgeable and actually use social media a lot. You know that there's more haters out there. And I heard influencers say, look, you're not my enemy. You're not going to get me mad. You're not going to get under my skin. It's just a reflection of your own, you know, defects or disabilities or deficiencies or, your own insecurities, whatever it may be. But look, that's exactly why, like about 2, 3 years ago, when I started getting a little, like I said, a little bit of success in the business I'm in, I said, I want to continue that. I don't want to be successful in one thing. I want to be successful in my spiritual life. I want to be successful in my family life. I want to be successful financially, but that's already business, right? Normally people here in America, we equate success with business and with making a whole lot of money. But if you ask a rich person, is the money that makes you happy? They'll say no. They'll tell you it's probably other things. Maybe it's a culmination of the things, but I started making content because I knew I was producing positive things. And I was very intentionally going to positive places, be it the church, be it the gym, be it my meals. Sometimes, a lot of times I cheat, and people want to focus on that. Oh, you post so many meals. Who cares? Right? So you can get off my page. You can not watch it. Are you upset because I'm eating good because I earned that meal? Or what are you really upset about? Because you're not hitting your fitness goals? Well, let me tell you, I can help you with your fitness goals. I even got that too. You can go to muscletech.com right now. I said I was going to mention this product. And you can use my code. I'm using a pre-workout. Shout out to our directors, shout out to our leadership over there, Luke and Heather and them, Muscle Tech, because they allowed me to be a brand ambassador with them. They've kept me on board. They give me a discount code that you can use. This is just what I do to pair up with my passion of working out. My main career is something else. But if you use that code and you live in America, again, it's Piza15, Piza15. You will not only save money, but you save your freaking health, guys. You will save a lot of regret and wasted time watching people without actually putting the work. You can watch people, let it inspire you. Hit the like button, hit the comment button, or something positive, but also invest in yourself. And don't be. Let me just clarify this before I forget. That don't forget the code A, and B, don't get into trick because the company, the website has a lot of good discounts. That, oh man, I could save 10% instead of 20%, and then all of a sudden you pay more for shipping or something like that. Okay, my code will give you a nice good discount, but more importantly than the money is that you're investing in your own health. You're setting up a system of discipline. Let me explain. When I buy protein powder, now my routine's a little bit more ingrained in my schedule. But when I was just getting back into fitness, I might have supplements sitting on my counter table, sitting in my kitchen. And I'd have to have fruits. It's really the fruits as well. I'd have fruits that I knew would go bad. How many of us ever bought bananas? If you bought bananas before in your life, type in bananas. So I put in bananas, and then it'll put me a banana emoji, whatever. Bananas, avocados, but I wouldn't put avocados in my smoothies. But let's just say bananas, right? Is like usually the fruit that I don't have frozen, goes bad quickly. I said in order to use bananas, I would need to make a protein smoothie. I knew that was one of my meals. If I have 3 meals a day, right? I'm formulating my own plan, and I'm trying to find out ways to actually stick by the plan and apply it, right? Sometimes we want to overthink this thing and not do it. I wanted both. I wanted to think it through, and I wanted to do it. So I'd see, maybe through seeing bananas expire or whatever. But I knew I was hungry. I knew I wanted to eat clean. I knew I could work out. A lot of people want to work out, especially us men, want to get big and swollen. With some days you're gonna feel. A lot of days you are gonna feel motivated. You're not gonna be happy with how you look. But that motivation wanes, guys. It goes away. So you have to come up with a system to stay disciplined. So back to the bananas. I would say in order to have those bananas and not let them go bad, right? In order to have healthy meals, I have to make a protein shake. I don't want to consume a protein smoothie if I didn't tear my muscles. If I didn't even work out today, right? And work out sufficiently. I ran a marathon last year, and I ran I can't remember how many half marathons. I lost count. I ran several. I want to say like a dozen. I lost count, but I'm not quite sure. I don't want to misspeak. But I ran so many half marathons that the half marathons became slightly easy. I didn't feel accomplished, so I ran a full marathon in the public Atlanta marathon. Yes, I had to stop a few times. I did, but 26 miles. You know how many people in the world run a marathon? Less than 1% a year of the global population, the whole world. Less than 1% per year. Okay, so are you a 1% or are you like 99% of everyone else? You may be like 99% of everyone else, but you may want to say, you know what? I want to enhance my life where I'm at. That's where that system of you buying a product will hold you accountable, because you'll see that product and say, you know what? I want to use this product. I want to try this pre-workout that he's speaking so highly of. Great flavor, high effectiveness in terms of stimulating you. It's a pre-workout, so a pre-workout is going to stimulate you. So if you don't like stimulants, don't buy the pre-workout. Buy a multivitamin. Buy protein powder for afterwards. Buy BCAAs, which is intra-workout, which you can sip throughout the day, and drink a lot of water. Okay, so all good advice for all humans. And so that's my offer to you guys. I'm about to get out of here. What I do during the day, you can check out my page on Instagram. GP is the 91. It's my career. I'm passionate about helping people get covered, so when they die, their family is well protected. All right. I don't sell major policies that are $500,000 for $15 a month. First of all, it doesn't exist. Second of all, there's a lot of contingencies behind possible policies with high face amount. They're usually called term policies. And the kind of plan I sell or offer doesn't expire. Okay, unless you fail to make payments or something like that. Then they plan, but it won't ever expire. It's designed to be there for your whole life. It's called whole life insurance. And there's also a final expense plan. Some may say, what is final expense? But that's when people are planning for their end of life arrangements. So it has a component to it that assists with that, a quicker payout, a concierge service, membership, a whole bunch of other things, okay? But I don't want to sound like I'm here to talk to you guys about business because look where I'm at. I'm at the freaking gym. I'm here doing cardio. Hey, if I inspire you or you're inspired by this, I might not be the one to inspire you, but you may be inspired by people who work out. Go ahead and engage. And we'll see where it takes us because that's one of the reasons that when I get unmotivated, I don't know if it's a word, but if I'm demotivated or I don't have motivation or I want to just do what's easy, like eat a burger or something like that, go to fast, doing not really what's in my best interest, I think, oh, well, I can produce some content that'll hold me accountable. That's a second gem. Don't let it miss you. I just made 2 gems out there, okay? The first gem is that you can buy something on muscletech.com using code PIZA15, PIZA, and the number 1515. Pizza 15 es el código de descuento si quieres comprar algo para mejorar su salud, su vida, físico, físicamente. Bueno, I'm speaking in 2 languages here because I gotta practice my Spanish. That's a skill. If I don't use it, I will lose it. And it is probably one of the hardest skills out there. I spoke English and Spanish, but they just focused on teaching us other values in good English. So my mom was really, really good at that. my aunt and my aunt and my dad put me in good schools. My grandmother, rest in peace to her, my abuelita, she didn't speak English, but when she would talk to me, I understood, I understood that it was coming from a place of love, and so rest in peace to her. But here we are, we're here spreading love, guys. When you do cardio, you're loving on yourself, and I'm here to teach you guys, if this helps anybody, how to love yourself by investing in yourself, okay? When we put things in our body, and like I'm guilty of a good meal, and I'm not just talking about meals, guys. When you put stuff in your body, it can be too much candy, it can be too much TV, it can be too much content, it can be too much freaking whatever, chocolate, I don't care. Right? You know what's good for you, you know what's bad for you. You're an adult. Even if you're a kid, kids know right from wrong. And so when you do wrong, it's almost like you're hating on yourself, not in a jealous way, but you're not treating yourself the way you're supposed to. You'll probably have a early demise. But when I love on myself, like work out, that's one of the easiest ways for me to boost self-esteem. You ask a scientist, a psychologist, a sociologist, whomever, a doctor, I think I said, how do you improve your self-esteem? You know what they'll tell you? They'll tell you do esteemable things. Do esteemable things. Well, what the heck does that mean? Working out is an esteemable thing. Okay? There's plenty of men and women out there, both, that struggle with mental health, with physical insecurities, financial ruin, whatever it may be. And they don't have a freaking solution. Or they think they have a solution, but they have trouble applying it. In this live video, I don't know who's going to watch it. I don't know where I'm going to share it. But I gave you guys gems on not only obtaining the knowledge, but also applicable resources for actually putting it into action. Okay? El conocimiento no es todo. Necesitamos que aplicarlo. Necesitamos que hacer qué? Necesitamos que aplicarlo. ¿Ok? Diario. Diariamente. Diariamente o diario. No sé. Ayúdame. Enséñame. Pero todos los días. Right? En el mayor de los días de la semana. En el mayor de los días de los días en la semana necesitamos que hacer cosas para mejorar y subir nuestra salud, conocimiento, mentalidad, negocios, todo. Los varones, us men, we love to go to work. We don't have excuses for going to work, right? Because if we do, then we don't pay the bills and we can't eat, right? Everything's protect at work. But other things we fall short of. I've been there many times. Required to work out all the time. I don't have all the free time in the world just because I'm in a commission-based business where you can control your own schedule. Message me to learn more or subscribe to learn more. It doesn't just mean I can do what I want, right? I still have to have time management. I still have to put in the work. I still have to show up, okay? This is my third bonus of the day. I hope to have about one or two more. If you follow me, you can also learn more. I'm also on Facebook, okay? Gabe Piza on Facebook. I don't care, put my name out there because I'm marketing myself. I'm not just doing this for nothing. I just spent 34 minutes on a elliptical enhancing myself. What did you do? How are you gonna make your day productive? You still have a few more hours. Happy Labor Day. It's a holiday here in America, but most people are not working tomorrow. I'm working tomorrow. I worked this morning. I worked yesterday. I work Friday. I work every day, but don't get burnt out, okay? This is how you also practice balance. Oh my goodness, let me stop, because I will keep going, giving you guys gems. Most of you guys probably won't even pick this up, but who's gonna be that small few? Who's gonna be that small few to, you know what, I'm gonna do that today. I'm gonna engage in this post so I can see more posts like this. I didn't feed my mind with good stuff. I was talking to one of my business partners over the weekend. We're like, hey, we gotta be real mindful of what we feed our minds, right? If you agree, let me hear you say something. Agree? Give me a thumbs up. Give me a yes. This is Pizza. I'm about to check out. Hope you all have a great day. Happy Labor Day weekend. God bless you. Dios bendiga. Dios te bendiga. Amén. Y bendiciones. Thousand blessings.